third round of talks between the United States and Iran is set to resume in Geneva on Thursday. That's according to Oman's Foreign Minister Badr al-Busaidi, whose country has been mediating between the two sides. He said negotiations are proceeding with what he described as a positive push to go the extra mile towards finalizing a deal. A senior Iranian official says the two sides remain sharply divided, particularly over the scope and sequencing of U.S. sanctions relief. However, the official says Tehran is now offering fresh concessions in an effort to keep diplomacy alive and avert potential military escalation. Iran is reportedly prepared to consider sending part of its most highly enriched uranium abroad, diluting the remainder, and participating in a regional enrichment consortium in exchange for recognition of its right to peaceful nuclear enrichment and the lifting of economic sanctions. Tehran has also signaled openness to allowing U.S. companies to invest in its oil and gas sector as part of a broader economic package. Meanwhile, U.S. President Donald Trump's special envoy, Steve Wynn, suggests Washington is losing patience. He's, I don't want to use the word frustrated, it's almost because he understands he's got plenty of alternatives. But he's curious as to why they haven't, I don't want to use the word capitulated, but why they haven't capitulated. Why under this sort of pressure with the amount of sea power, naval power that we have over there, why they haven't come to us and said, we profess that we don't want a weapon, so here's what we're prepared to do, and yet it's hard to sort of get them to that place. I mean, yet they've been enriching well beyond the number that you need for civil nuclear. It's up to 60%. They're probably a week away from having industrial grade bomb making materials, and that's really dangerous. The talks come amid heightened tensions as Washington continues to build up military assets in the Middle East while pressing Tehran to curb its nuclear program. Experts say that both sides remain far apart, with key disagreements over sanctions, enrichment rights, and regional security issues.
Our investigation developed proof beyond a reasonable doubt that President Trump engaged in criminal activity.
During a congressional hearing, former Justice Department Special Counsel Jack Smith stood by his investigations that Donald Trump conspired to overturn the 2020 election and mishandled classified documents. Rather than accept his defeat in the 2020 election, President Trump engaged in a criminal scheme to overturn the results and prevent the lawful transfer of power. After leaving office in January of 21, President Trump illegally kept classified documents at his Mar-a-Lago social club. Highly sensitive national security information was held in a ballroom and a bathroom. Republican lawmakers questioned his intent and legitimacy. It was always about politics. The question I asked you, Mr. Smith, was pretty straightforward. We comply with the... Did you... Oh, Mr. Chairman, will you please instruct the gentleman to allow the witness to answer the question? It's not your time. I'd like my time back. It's a little odd. If there's no witness saying that you took the oath of office, it would maybe make someone like me question whether or not you were legitimately doing the job.
Medvedev with two overhead.